Okay, I don't have a speech, it's just about sex education, so you could just write that in there. I mean, a title. There you go. Okay. Imagine you've recently graduated from law school and you're living in an apartment with your boyfriend of 2 years. Damien, I apologize, girlfriend. You've created a nice home and believe this is the man of your dreams. You've been staying later at work because you're working on a big case with a male coworker. And after a few weeks, you notice your boyfriend questioning you. He becomes insanely jealous and constantly is calling you at work to check up on you. One evening, you get into an argument because he accuses you of sleeping with your coworker. He becomes enraged and pushes you. Astonished, you leave your apartment. He apologizes the next day and you forgive him, but after several days, he begins to return to his jealous behavior. And when the second fight erupts, he grabs you by the arm as he screams at you and throws you on the couch, yet you slip and fall. You talk to your friend the next day after she notices a couple bruises on your arms, and she tells you that your boyfriend is abusive. What do you do? Unfortunately, this scenario could happen to any one of us. But how do you know when your relationship crosses the line between abuse and fighting? Now, just changing the gears, how many of you could just raise your hand, has ever had sexual education in high school or middle school? And did you think that was effective in teaching you anything? No.
No.
When did you have it? Do you, like, year, range?
I had it since 5th grade.
Since 5th grade? Did it teach you, what did it teach you? Like, what sort of things did you discuss?
They did more like, they dealt, because they split us up, so it dealt more with until high school. So it dealt more with, like for the girls, like menstruation,
Okay.
stuff like that. So that.
Did it teach you anything about, like, condom use or STDs?
STDs are
Later.
gross.
Yeah.
What?
STDs are really gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abstinence is key.
Okay, well, that's actually good. From where I came from, and I'm from Massachusetts, which is pretty liberal, we actually did not have any sex education except in 4th grade when I watched a movie for like 20 minutes. So I'm actually glad to hear that some of you guys did have sex education. But for those of you who didn't, the scenario above can be answered through a proper sex education called the comprehensive approach, well, I will explain in a couple minutes. But as college students, many of us, from who I've talked to, besides most of you, have not had this type of sexual education. And if you are, or even if you become sexually active, if you're not now, will be classified as at-risk students because some did not have this education. And therefore, at the conclusion of the speech, I hope that I will be successful in persuading you to become educated students, whether you are sexually active or not, because we will in turn become safe and educated humans, which is beneficial for our generation and the generations to come. Now, there's mostly 2 types of sex education. The first type is abstinence-only curriculum, which preaches to students to delay any sexual intercourse until marriage. The Canadian Journal of Human Sexuality says that abstinence-only programs show little evidence of sustained or long-term impact on attitudes and intentions, and worse, they show some negative impacts on youth's willingness to use contraception, including condoms, to prevent negative sexual health. And none of these programs demonstrates evidence of long-term success in delaying sexual initiation or any evidence of success in reducing other sexual risk-taking behaviors. So therefore, the comprehensive approach teaches students about abstinence, STDs, condom use, and other effective ways to avoid pregnancy, such as birth control, like the pills, and options the adolescents have if she becomes accidentally pregnant. And most important, or maybe not most importantly, but importantly, the comprehensive sex education also teaches adolescents the importance of domestic-free relationships and strong self-esteem, which relates to the scenario that I posed earlier. And some statistics as why I believe that people need information on this type of comprehensive sex education. Amy Sullivan states that in the year of 2006, there were about 49.1 births for every 1,000 students, or teens, in the United States, and the statistics is 3 times the teen pregnancy rate in Canada, which doesn't happen to be surprising because they have enforced sexual education through the comprehensive program in public schools. Michael Castleman states that among all industrialized nations, the United States has the highest teen birth rate, and this has cost U.S. taxpayers more than $9 billion in healthcare, foster care, public assistance, and lost tax revenue. The average rate of intercourse for males and females begins at age 16.5, which is also important that the comprehensive approach is taught because, as you can see, most people are not doing the abstinence-only thing. And research shows that many adolescents do use condoms for the first few times of intercourse with their partners, yet as the time continues, less than 47% of males and about 28% of females reported having sex within the past year and using a condom with their partner every time of intercourse, which could cause STDs and other not good things. These incredibly low numbers show that consistency of condom use among adolescents is a problem, and it can actually be solved through students' knowledge of the risks that they're taking. Adolescents throughout the U.S. spend roughly 7 hours per day with a form of media such as television, magazines, internet, and cell phones. And these forms of media have become sex educators, which can be widely misleading if you're not talking or listening to people that have the correct information. Therefore, these startling statistics point out the need for us as students to be educated through the comprehensive program or some type of information that explains everything, because it teaches adolescents like us ways to be safe and have healthy relationships, whether you're sexually active or not. And it's your job as students to educate yourselves through the comprehensive program and therefore retain knowledge about STDs, condom use, domestic violence, self-esteem, and etc. There are actually a couple ways to get involved on campus to do this if you did not get proper sex education or if you want to further your knowledge, which I believe is important. The Pennsylvania Learning Academy for Sexual Education, which is pronounced PLAS, offers education through workshops and programs offered to students around campus. You can find out the information. I don't know if some of you get the Newswire, the Penn State Newswire Live, but you could, I believe you could sign up for it, or I know I get it emailed to me. And if you look at all the programs, they'll list when they have any programs, so if you just take note of that and go, it will be beneficial for you. Last year, the HIV/AIDS Risk Reduction Advisory Council and HealthWorks gave away safer sex kits on Valentine's Day, which included condoms and information about STDs. To go and get these kits or to just receive more information, you could go to room 201 in the Student Health Center. And then you can get involved with HealthWorks, which I thought was actually really cool. I didn't know about it until I did some research. And it's a peer education outreach program in the University Health Services. And the group aims to promote health among Penn State students. The application, which is on the other tab, and I can show you after, actually seems pretty easy. It probably takes about 3 minutes because I just skimmed it over. And all you need is a recommendation saying from an advisor or teacher saying why you think that you'd be good at this. And as you can see, the benefits, you can learn up-to-date information about current health issues, so it's not just about sex education. And you could help improve health-related programs, and you make a difference to students. It's like a peer education experience, and you also learn really great leadership skills as well. And lastly, and most importantly, I would say that is to spread the word after you've gotten education and knowledge. Tell others and encourage others to get involved and to gain knowledge. You'll have a positive experience and feel better about yourselves. You'll be in control of your body if you have knowledge about your own body. So therefore, I just encourage everyone to tell their friends about ways to get involved and learn more about sexual health and safety. And why to do this? Humans are innately sexual beings, whether you're sexually active now or not. And therefore, the most important way to evolve as safe and sexual humans is through education. Sex education will give you a life-saving knowledge that you will retain for the rest of your lives, which you can pass on to others. I'm sure none of us are thinking about kids now, but when we do have kids, it will be important to tell them safe ways and also be realistic. And getting involved in education will allow you to grow and to develop as positive and acquainted human beings. And then I just actually have a list of a couple of websites that I can pass out for everyone to go to. That's it. Oh, and actually, if you want to see the application, it's really easy. just kind of fill out your information, not that bad, and then just get a recommendation. This was from this year, but next year they do it again. So if any of you are interested.